Hello and welcome. I'm Deanna Kabunda, and joining me today for a very special Zoom interview is Dr. Marcella Popa. She is a board certified medical doctor in internal medicine and the author of Keep Away from Grass: Why Safe, in quotes, why safe everyday products are making you sick and simple strategies to recover your health. Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Popa.
My pleasure.
So, Dr. Popa, you're here to share with us that the everyday products that we use, cosmetics, cleaning products, things like that, can actually be making us sick. Why is that?
That happens because these products contain ingredients which are synthetic chemicals that have no place and serve no purpose in the human body. And they are used in numerous products, and the fact that these products are on the shelf makes us think that they're safe, but they're not entirely safe. And I looked into these inactive ingredients in many products, and I realized that they're loaded with synthetic chemicals that we probably don't want in our body.
And like you said, they're out there, so we assume they're safe. Are they being regulated in any way?
Yes, they are regulated, but the way the regulating agencies work, they have recommendations, not as much as regulations. Recommendations are do not exceed limits and cannot be reinforced by law, while regulations can be reinforced by law. And that's the way it works out in the United States. In other countries, they're a lot more properly regulated towards consumer protection, like in European Union, in Canada, in Japan, in Australia. But in the United States, they have recommendations mostly.
And tell me about these do not exceed limits, because if you were using just one product, you'd be okay.
Yes, it's true. But because they are used in numerous products, then the amounts add up and the limits are exceeded. Some consumer sites did some tests on a particular product and the limits were exceeded on that particular one. But if we think about how many we use and how often every day, the limits are exceeded, I'm sure.
That's so interesting. So tell me a little bit about the inactive ingredients in our medication, and even the preservatives in our food play into all of this and can be making us sick as well.
Yes, the inactive ingredients in medications usually are taken into account when somebody develops an allergic reaction, but there are also a whole bunch of chemicals that may play a role in different conditions. In foods, a lot of people are aware that certain ingredients in foods are not as good as they should be, as healthy as they should be, and everybody's aware of high fructose corn syrup and artificial colors and preservatives. But what I also wanted to say is that it's not just how healthy the food item is, but it's also how we cook our food and how we store it. And even how we buy it. What do we buy? Do we buy canned foods? I don't, because most of them are lined with the hormonal disruptors, which the hormonal disruptor, which is called BPA. And that's part of the disruptors that are foreign estrogens. So I try to avoid that.
Well, and tell me a little bit about what inspired you. How did these products affect you personally to get you involved in?
Yes, I love to share that story. It's all started when I noticed that a moisturizer cream that I was using a couple of weeks apart on my elbows made them swell over and over. The pattern repeated itself. And I said, yeah, this is something that I have to look into. And I did. And learning about all these chemical ingredients which are used in cosmetics and in laundry and cleaning products, and some of them are added to foods, I realized if I avoid them, maybe I get something achieved. And I did. Some of my symptoms improved. In learning about this chemical components in numerous products, I also came across the hormonal disruptors. And many of them are estrogen-like chemicals, and I suffer of migraines. So when I try to remove this foreign estrogens, because there is a connection between estrogens and migraines, but when I try to remove them from use, my migraines improved. I didn't get rid of them completely, but they became less frequent, significantly less frequent. And eliminating these estrogens like substances also made an impact on my breast abnormalities, which were very alarming for a while. So I think that I'm not that unique. People should know about all these, and they could choose to avoid them. But once they know.
So what can we do then to better protect ourselves? How do we know what's actually out there?
I think consumer education and awareness, it's important, very important, and this is one of the things that we could all do. It sounds complicated when we look at all these chemicals, but eventually it's not that complicated once you get down and write on a list, what shouldn't I have in my product? And when you go shopping or in the store or online, you could figure out if that particular item has the ingredients and not buy it. And in the long run, I think this is beneficial. And I'm not that unique. I cannot be. I remember patients of mine that were reporting some unusual effects from medications that were not supposed to cause those. And I thought they were the inactive ingredients, but I couldn't point them out. Now I know that there could definitely be.
Well, thank you for sharing all of this great information, Dr. Popa. To learn more about Dr. Popa, her book, Keep Away from Grass, GRAS stands for Generally Recognized as Safe, as well as any of her other projects, please visit her website at drpopaslist.com. Thanks again.
My pleasure.